Extreme Health.
Is it going? How do we know where it's going?
We're on. We're on the Rob Brenz Show. Thank you for joining in. And we've got Doug Steele in today. Everybody, Doug Steele.
Wait.
Oh, sorry, man.
No, there we go. This is my intro music. I think you actually, in partial, turned me on to these guys when we were driving up to maybe Adelaide or something.
You know what just happened then? I actually thought that was like Psychroptic because, and I know that's really ridiculous, but I actually had this dream where I was like side of stage at Max Watts watching Psychroptic playing Day 69.
Really?
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
It happened I dreamt it just last night.
Really?
I had this dream. So that's why you've walked in, started playing it, and I'm like, oh my God, Psychroptic, but that's why.
There we go.
Really weird.
We got one person. That's your mom, dude.
Yeah, is it?
Yes.
Probably. Wouldn't surprise
Brent's
me.
mom.
Do they say usernames?
No, but
No?
I don't know. Chris. Maybe Chris can put her on that window where we can talk to people and engage. Maybe it's there where it says
Top chat.
say something. I'm not sure.
Is Doug Steele guitarist the one guest?
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. So everything's going well, obviously. Is that? What about when people type in chat? Is that window there? Okay, cool. Say something. So you can, even you can say hi or whatever. We want peoples. Let's go. Sundays are tough, man.
You know what? I should actually get the Facebook.
There you go.
live stream
6
as
people
well.
have showed up all at the one time. Actually, while you're doing what you're doing, I'm going to quickly run through some things. So I've got
Do it.
all the notes on my phone here. I want to plug Oink Digital. So basically, my brother-in-law has this joint here, and he specializes in podcasts and live streams. So if you're one of those people that need to do either one, go to oinkdigital.com.au, and that's OINK. And basically, you rock up, and he gets you on air like this. You do a half hour or an hour or whatever you want to do. You give the guy some money, and and you post, and everything's lovely. So
That's a sweet deal.
you just need to know. You just need to have your content happening. There you go. And today's beer is Fat Yak because I think I got a slab for $47.
That's a good deal.
So I'm pretty stoked.
I actually don't know why I said that. I don't buy beer.
Now, I wanted to talk about, do you have shows coming up?
I do. Actually, next week I'm playing.
Which band
This
first?
one is Mirrors. This one is Mirrors. They're like a metalcore kind of thing, progressive sort of thing, and it's like one of the last shows at Bang.
Yeah. Oh,
If
yeah,
you're-
I saw that.
Yeah. So
What's happening with Bang?
I actually don't know why. I don't know if they're quitting while they're ahead or they're just giving it a rest because, like, I've only been doing shows there since I've been playing with this band because they're younger guys and it's like younger person's music and whatnot. But every show I've done there, they've all been huge.
Like packed out?
They've been packed out. It's not like it's dying down or anything.
Have you heard of Falsifer?
Falsifer.
Yeah.
No.
You should. They're Adelaide. You should do shows with them. Like
Right.
I think that band
style?
and yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So okay, that's happening. Oh, and do you know about the SB is going to be back in full form?
I heard something about that. And is it like I don't know anything other than that they are going to do live music again and
Gershwin Room stays. I think they've knocked out some walls and shit. They went to Europe to get proper old parts for the building and whatnot. But
Sick.
3 stages.
nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of prefer, and I think probably a lot of people feel the same, that if you just walked in and it just looked exactly the same
Yeah.
as it did before.
I'm actually.
I don't want to revamp SB. Like,
Oh, I'm just stoked that it's. Because I thought it was bullshit. I thought it was going to turn into a Pokies thing. So to even hear that they're gonna have music again is pretty exciting.
well, there was like a lot of talk about them like making it like a cocktail bar or some shit like that.
Right.
So that would have been rubbish.
But it'll be good. There'll be lots of different kind of bands going in, which will be fantastic. So yeah, stoked. It'll be a rockin' place and all that good stuff.
Especially the front bar as well.
There
Like
you go.
if-
Somebody said hi.
Aloha, Kiyoki Hella.
There you go.
Nice.
You got any drum questions or what? Come on, don't make me mad.
But Yeah. How's Alarm going?
Alarm's going well.
Are you keeping everything like lock and key,
Not-
or what's?
Not horribly. Like I'm not going to tell you the name. I'll tell you the name of the album off air and all that good stuff. But
Ooh,
like,
okay.
Neil is mixing.
So this is Neil Kernan.
Yes, he's doing Benny's drum parts, but he's also adding. He's mixing the real drums with his sample drums to get like a fuller sound and that kind of business. So that's where we're at right now, and I think we've given him feedback this weekend, and we start to see mixes probably by next week. But Palf is also going to that metal show in Slovenia. I forget what it's called. Some big
Metal
fucking
Camp?
thing.
No, it used to be called Metal Camp. Hang on, I'll move that for you so you can
Indulge.
I think it used to be called Metal Camp, and I think it's something else now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Or
he's
Metal
going to
Days.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to that. He's over the moon. He's going with Ads and his wife. And so they're going to, for Ads' and his wife's 40th birthday, so they're going to, get smashed and have a great time.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Do it.
Now, Hadel Mall, what are you guys up to?
Just
Did you got a tour coming up? Or did
Yeah.
you just do one?
we're touring. We're doing an Aussie run with Psychroptic and an Arcspire from Canada.
Right.
Who are like, have you heard them?
No.
They're like,
I don't hear anybody.
Yeah. Oh, fair enough. They're like a super tech, death metal thing, but it's kind of tongue in cheekish.
Cool.
Like it is some of the fastest, most ridiculous shit I've ever heard.
Like cattle decapitation fast?
No, like more in the technical side because
okay.
like cattle are a bit more grindy, whereas these are like more leads, like necrophagous but faster and but kind of more. Like the singer does like super fast. Like the singer's trying to like keep up with the guitars and the drums as well.
Jeez.
So, but he's kind of got this hip hop background.
Wait. What are they called?
Arcspire.
Okay, I'll have to look
something like that.
look into that.
And you could just tell by all their promo and their live show that it's very like tongue in cheek.
That's good.
So they don't take themselves too seriously. Like their whole motto is like hashtag stay tech and
God.
And like the singer will be doing like this fast hip hop style in death metal vocals, kind of thing, and he'll be like getting the crowd to do all that shit. So yeah, it's actually
awesome.
really fun, and I reckon that's like probably what the genre is like needed for like a super long time.
Yeah.
So to actually be almost like a self-parody kind of thing.
Yeah.
And you got Psychroptic headlining. So we're just doing the East Coast
Nice.
of that run, promoting this EP, quote unquote EP.
How many songs on that?
It's 5.
Yeah.
But it's got like they're like really long songs as well. It goes for it's over half an hour long. So it's not like a little taster.
I want to know, because you're and I built the Sky as well. What's going on that home front?
That so there was the single we did a few weeks ago, roughly. And
Yes, I heard that. I listened to it yesterday, actually.
which is like the first full band single. So like real drums, real bass, played by real people. And
Yeah.
We just did those couple of launches in Melbourne and Sydney, which both went like Melbourne sold out, and Sydney was a lot bigger than what we've done in the past. That still went really well.
Yeah.
And the rest is just preparing for Europe in October.
That'll be awesome.
Which is amazing.
What is that? Who's on that?
That's with Caligula's Horse and Circles.
Oh, cool.
So-
That'll be awesome. I know some of the Circles guys.
Yeah. And have you heard Caligula's Horse? Mm-hmm. Sam Vallon,
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, he's fucked up.
He's like the most dark horse guitarist in Australia. Just you see that guy and you go, why haven't I heard this guy?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I thought he had a pretty rad YouTube following, but maybe I'm tripping. But yeah, I know who he is.
I haven't seen his YouTube stuff, but I know like on his Instagram.
He's a fucking smart guy.
Oh yeah, because
He's knowledgeable as shit.
Like he produces all the stuff, start to finish.
Wow.
Like he records it all the way up to mastering.
Wow.
So the guy writes just about everything as far as I know.
Yep.
And my phone just crashed. Yeah, whatever. But
that'll be good.
Just
That'll be
phenomenal for someone to be that good at guitar.
Yeah.
To also be that good at songwriting and producing and the whole shebang.
That's homeboy out of Hadel. You fucking
Nick's like
yeah.
Although when you consider like the technical ability of like Sam like as a player, like he's just of this insane level. Like Nick's like he's a good guitarist, but he is as a producer. Nick is. He's absolutely phenomenal. That's where his heart is. You can tell, like he's someone who prefers to just grind away on a song and until it till it becomes like this insane opus. So he's one of those dudes that will sort of wake up in the middle of the night and, you know, hear like a noise that the fan is making, and he just has to run into the corner of his studio and, you know, get like a bag of bones and that whole thing.
How do you guys write in Hadel? Like, do they give you? Does he just have guitar shit with clicks and you completely do your own shit?
Pretty much, yeah. Like, I mean, not as much this time because, like, both like Nick, like Ben writes as well.
Yeah.
And they collaborated a bit more this time. We tried doing jam room shit, and we did, but it's like, for the time that, say, we might spend an hour fleshing out one riff,
right?
And then it's like, well, that's really cool, but you know, that's 20 seconds of music. Whereas, someone can just work on something for like a few days, send me a full song, and then I can spend an hour doing an entire song, and we can have like the bare bones there, and then everyone goes and learns their own parts. But considering Nick and Ben are both really super competent with composing drum parts and all that sort of stuff, and I think it's because, just from having played together for the past 5-6 years, they know what my style is like. So it's kind of close enough that I'm just kind of taking their bare bones and, you know, fleshing it out into something and adding my own things.
With the bare bones, do they provide like bass, drum, and snare, or is that just totally up to you?
It's there as a reference, but
you wouldn't have to use, if you don't want to. You don't have to use it.
I asked them just out of courtesy, because like sometimes, you know, they write songs, so they have like a vision in mind. So I asked, is there anything that's like, that's got to be that way?
Right.
But I'll still throw stuff and, you know, at them, because it just seems like, you know, it's like a waste of time otherwise, to, you know, wasted opportunity, I should say, to be able to go like, oh, what do you reckon of all this stuff? Even if they've got their heart set on it, at least if they, you know, you might stumble across something that they really, really like. So it's worth doing. So... But yeah, this is like the easiest EP we've done so far, I reckon, because it was very straightforward recording wise.
Cool.
We didn't sit there and...
Where'd you record your drums?
Pony.
Oh, cool.
With
Troy there?
With your boy.
Troy McCosker?
McCosker, yeah.
I love that guy.
Yeah.
He did the Brothel album, and he's a gun.
Same thing. Like, just jumped on, just didn't even ask, just tuned up the drums, knew exactly how to get it.
Yeah.
The way he wanted it.
He's a fucking machine, that guy.
And just banged it out. Because, like, in the past, like, I've worked with, like, Sam Johnson, who's phenomenal as well.
Yeah.
And he's someone who we could just sit there and just we're as bad as each other, and we would just agonize over, like, say, 2 bars of music. And just get it spot on. And we would do, like, these, you know, 10, 14-hour tracking days with, like, next to no break. And, you know, and just have something that was, like, super perfect sounding on the other end.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, this time... You know, we didn't. So I mean, we wanted to shake everything up anyway. We didn't go with Troy because there was anything wrong with Sam or anything like that.
Right.
So I don't. That's something I definitely want to get out, because I don't want people to sort of look at that and go, "Oh, they're not working with Sam." What's wrong with Sam? It's like, not that at all. But yeah, this time it was just like rough and ready kind of thing, super vibey and everything. Like normally I'll record to like just a click, no guitars, no nothing, and do like chunks at a time, whereas this time I was playing along with the guitars and playing full takes, and there's mistakes in there and all sorts of shit.
Well, not only that, but Troy's got the couple dudes where you can do the song like 3 times, and then he immediately passes that shit over to guys who will fucking like fix. Like, that's what they did with me.
Yeah, we didn't.
But I need that.
We did. We didn't. Well, I think luckily for me, none of those guys got the call. I think so. I think that's probably a good sign.
It was fucked. Yeah. I had to do 32 songs in 2 days.
Fuck.
And I'd never played to a click before.
Fuck.
So it was. But I mean, the songs were pretty fucking 4/4. But I was still a bit intimidated. But I noticed that when you can't hear the click anymore, then obviously you're
doing well.
Yeah, you're on.
Yeah, because I've sort of noticed that as well over time, where it's like you start playing something, the click is like everything's just right, your mix is perfect, and all of a sudden, for some reason, the click's not loud enough anymore.
Yeah,
and
it's just
like
gone. Yeah,
it's like, nah, pretty sure I probably should have been practicing this bit a bit harder.
But it was rad because I played, I think, the songs between 2 and 3 times, and then he had a couple of other dudes there, and I don't know how Troy did it, but he just transferred the shit over to a couple of guys, and they just kind of fixed on the fly.
Yep.
And he is a fucking rad dude.
Yeah, I mean, he probably would have been doing a bit of that you know, a bit of that himself. Like we would sort of do like songs start to finish kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. That
Were
one
the
was
guitar,
really,
were your guitar players in the studio like jamming with you?
no, they
kind of
weren't
deal?
jam. That would have been pretty
No.
cool, but
Yeah.
it would have been too much to worry about and all that sort of stuff. So I just had the guide guitars there, and just played the songs start to finish, and was like, cool. That take was the best. Went through that. Oh, that bit from the other take was good, and just sort of pieced it together like that.
Yep.
And it was like, oh, this could be a bit better. So I'd play maybe just that little chunk again, and if there was anything particularly, you know, not so good, he probably would have fixed that in his own time. But I don't know how much of that he did, because I can hear like plenty of little fluffs and human sounding things.
Is that cool with you, or do you?
It was a bit confronting at first.
Yeah.
Because like like I said, those first 2 albums, we sort of like aiming for perfection kind of thing, and like a lot more editing going on, and you know, because we wanted to just get that sound.
Right.
This time I'm just like, at first I'm just like, oh my God, it's
So now that it's out, can you listen to it and be comfortable, or is it still
totally. 'Cause I'm
okay,
just
cool.
like, you know,
It is what it is.
It sounds like a guy playing in a room.
Yeah.
And when you've got like say a passage of music that's played in a particular way, if it's all on the grid, then that could be anyone playing that in a way, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So it's like if you take like a Phil Rudd AC/DC beat and put it on the grid, then it doesn't really matter who's playing it. But if like that one beat is played by 10 different drummers, then that is just always going to be unique to that performance.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that aspect of it. It's like, you know, when you hear like Davidian by Machine Head for the first time and just shit your pants. It's like that only sounds that way because it was played by that guy at that time.
Yeah.
You know, if you it's definitely not sloppy. It's still tight, but I remember having to transcribe that for I remember when we were doing Heavy, there was like we did like a Machine Head special thing, and I transcribed it. I'm like, pretty sure this guy's just kind of just mashing these notes in there and you know, and just making it work, and it's sick.
Yeah.
So yeah, whereas, you know, if you're just working with the grid, then I don't know.
Yeah, it does take a bit of the fucking love out of stuff.
Yeah, so it was a bit. There were a couple of times where I'm like, it was a bit later in the game, and I heard like some kicks that sounded like really off, and I'm like, I was gonna like send an email, like, do you reckon we could just like, nah, just fucking deal with it, and you know, make sure it's better when you play it live. But
there's a song off of Anthrax, Among the Living, where Charlie goes, it's shithouse. Like, I'll show you. It's just absolutely, it's like he got tired and it's fucked.
There's definitely like a bit, I mean, I haven't listened to that album for years and for years and years. And
Same.
I remember it being like pretty on the money at the time, but I do remember, I think it's, what's the final track on the album? Do you remember?
Imitation of Life.
Yeah.
Is that
and
the one?
at the very, very end, where it's like flat out kicks.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, where he just goes into fucking beast mode. But you can actually, if I remember right, it actually sounds like he's starting to get really tired towards the end of it. I mean, fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, that was the first time I'd ever heard double bass, I think, played at that speed. That was like 1987. That was pretty fucked up shit.
Yeah, exactly. And that's like around the time of, was that pre or post Rain and Blood?
Oh, I don't know. So, yeah, me and Slayer, we have a love affair, but that started like
What's your Slayer?
Rain and Blood.
Yeah,
and that's kind of it.
Oh, right.
I don't really go in front of it.
Yeah.
And I don't really go behind it.
Not even Divine Intervention?
Is that with Bostaff?
Yeah.
Or is that...
I think that's the first Bostaff album. Don't quote me on that. But I think it is.
I don't know. I'll have to listen to it. I'll have to listen to it again. Or I have to get, but I've got Rain and Blood probably on my phone right now. And that's like, I play that at work when I'm uber pissed off.
I don't like,
Wait, is anybody asking any questions or anything? Like we can't.
This message has been held for review. It's just someone saying "fucking Slayer."
Yeah. Well, look, Slayer's awesome.
Can I show that?
Totally. I don't know if you can show it, but you can tell. You can say who the person is.
No, I think what it does is it like I think if there's swearing in it, you can
Oh right, like
discreetly
check it out. Here's the thing. There's Dean. Dean says hi.
Fuck yeah.
Now tell me about the Terramate.
I was about to say that reminds me. I'm just
okay. Wait. Let me preface this by saying I don't know if you know Rob or if you don't know Rob or if this is like 12 of Rob's greatest friends, but this guy's in like a lot of fucking bands, and I also want to talk to you about how do you manage your time, and are you living still in Northcote, and are you single? Like, I want to know like your time management skills. Because you're doing a lot of fucking really good shit. I'm just wondering how you're spreading yourself.
Thin. That's like it's
Does it feel like it? Do you just
not at the moment because I'm being a little bit smarter about it.
How old are you now?
I think I'm 33. I think maybe when you
Was Jesus 33 when he died, or was he 34? Or have you hit the Jesus age?
33. I do remember. I don't know what the age is, but I do remember passing that age and going, I'm not going to be doing anything great because I made it.
Right.
So I don't remember. Specifically what the age was. I'm just gonna
Yeah, go for it.
My string is get my own string up and running again.
Now, so yeah, there's lots of things we can talk about, and you can answer any of those things, or make up a new thing, or answer a question on the old fucking thingamabob.
Yeah,
God hates us all. Yeah, I like that album too.
Was that the one that had?
I booked the Bible in a pool of blood, so none of its vibes can affect me.
I think when I went through like a Slayer phase, I grabbed obviously Smash, Rain and Blood, awesome, but then got like. South of Heaven just didn't do much. I'm just like, this is like slower, kind of tidier version of Rain and Blood. But it was like, when I got into Slayer, or heavy music in general, it was like from watching Channel V on the Heavy Shift and all that stuff.
Oh, right.
And so they would play Seasons in the Abyss.
Yes.
And Serenity and Murder and like Ditto Head and all that kind of stuff. And although nothing from Rain and Blood at the time. I don't even think there were any clips for it. But so I was kind of getting all of those eras all at once. So I'm not really attached to sort of one particular thing. I can't even imagine being around when, Rain and Blood comes out and you pick it up from the shop on the day and take it home. And and then you hear metal changing.
Like, what I don't even know what year that would have been. That would have been
89?
Wow.
I think Rain and Blood was 89. So
see, I like Slayer, but I got to be honest, like those leads are
they're horrendous.
but it took me a while to know. Yes, they're perfect for fucking Slayer
because it's got that descent into madness kind of thing.
Yeah,
and
it's definitely insanity. But it takes a while for a person that wants to strive for technique and staying in key and shit to kind of just go, this is balls out and fucking I get it.
But it's like when people sort of talk about. They come up with like super groups and all that shit, and they just go, "Oh, it's like imagine Slayer with Marty Friedman." And be like, probably shit.
Well, yeah. But I do love,
I mean, the idea would be great. It's like, imagine Chili Peppers with Jeff Buckley. It's like, I don't think I will.
I don't think I will at all. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, good old Chili Peppers. I love them and I hate them. I love the early shit.
Yeah, I was watching UFC and then Kiedis was in the crowd and they showed him like,
oh god,
I'm like, dude, he looked like a wallet.
don't get me started on fucking Kiedis.
Oh well, because of his hate for Bungle.
Yeah,
his Bungle hate.
I'm a big Mike Patton fan, and if you don't like Mike Patton, get the fuck out of here, please.
Please log off.
Yeah.
Renzo, how are you?
Who's that?
Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
Mercedes. Yeah.
Michael fucking Jordan.
Yeah.
Thanks, wait, Michael Jordan, for coming on the show.
Who's Liberty Freedom said 1986? What album? For Rain and Blood? 1986?
Maybe.
Is that?
I mean, we can check. I'm not. Okay, look, we're switching gears.
Right.
How did you like? Obviously, I knew you from the music school in Greensboro, but I don't remember. But you've.
I remember. Well, it's easy for me to remember because it was like turning up in my Fear Factory shirt, with my bowl cut, turning up for my drum lesson.
Well, how old you would have been at the time?
I reckon 13.
So what got you into drums? Like
flat out,
yeah.
Just being at school and just seeing like kids learning it. There was like a guy across the road who had drums, and it was just like, oh my god, like seeing an instrument that took up like a part of the room.
Yeah,
and like he actually went on and played it. It was probably the first time I'd actually been in a room with someone playing a drum, and it was just like so intense. And then at school, like there was like drum classes, which was just like 10 kids lined up playing just one.
Oh, like
drum.
this, yeah.
And
I find that really impressive.
Yeah, I mean, especially like the drum corps dudes who like play those big snares that are like the heads are made out of Kevlar.
Yeah.
And they're like, they have to tighten them up with like a...
Holy shit.
Something they need 2 hands to tighten it up with. Like those things are like playing.
Have you seen the fucking dudes that they're doing drum corps shit to Meshuggah?
No.
Oh fuck, we'll watch
Oh,
it later.
crap. Yeah.
It's on YouTube. You can watch it now if you want, but it is fucking amazing.
And the sticks they play with are like baseball bats as well.
Yeah, these dudes, they all fucking they hit air at one point, and you can hear the you hear it.
Really?
Yes.
Shit.
It's
Oh, because
fucked
they're
up.
all doing it once.
Yes.
And it's so perfectly coordinated.
Yes, and you hear a fucking like in karate movies and shit. It is fucking amazing.
Oh, man.
And I didn't even pick it up. Alex did. She's like, "Did you hear the swoosh?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And I played it back. I was like, "Fuck
No
off."
way.
So wait, go ahead.
I was just going to say, because you said Meshuggah, you said the magic word. What did you think of the previous album, Violent Sleeper Reason? It was like
I
a year or
bought
two
it.
ago.
Yeah, look, I've got it on my phone. I listened to it a bit. Like, I've stopped learning the names of the fucking songs.
Fair.
I don't know. I couldn't even hum you the fucking riffs anymore. I don't know. Like, I also like Catch 33, which a lot of people don't like, and that's one of my favorites.
But that's kind of had like a resurgence because like now, every now and then when you see someone go favorite Meshuggah song, people are always dropping like Someone Dehumanization, which I don't know which ones they are, but I know they're off that album.
Right.
I forget about that album on a regular basis. Like,
Yeah.
it's okay. But the latest one, I like a lot of people didn't get that, weren't that blown away because Kolos was fucking sick.
Yeah.
But just I needed new gym music, so I started listening to that album over and over again. There were some standout songs off the bat,
But
the more I've listened to it, it's grown on me so hard.
Yeah.
It's sick. I
Yeah.
love it, and it's like, and I implore anyone who has not given that album, who thought it was a bit of a letdown, but love Meshuggah,
Yeah.
give it a red hot go.
I don't-
It's worth it.
And the thing is that I don't even fucking know. I don't know. I always have they always have a special place in my heart because they're fucking like
They're the best.
yeah, they are fucking great.
And you've seen them live.
Yeah.
Did you see them last time?
I saw him. No, I didn't. I saw the last time I think I saw him was with Devin,
Oh, right. Did they have the ridiculous light show back then?
probably with the guy I've seen. Have you seen the
Well,
YouTube
no,
clips
'cause-
with the fucking lighting guy?
No, I've seen that, but like now everything is just automated now.
What do
Like
you
it's
mean?
it's all sync to click track,
Holy
automated. There's no
shit.
guy now, so it is.
It'd be frightening.
It's like Daft Punk level. Just, everything's perfectly synced to the riffs. It's fucking. I was blown away. I've never seen anything
who
like
supported them?
it. That show was Died as Murder.
Oh, cool.
Do you like those guys?
Fuck. I'm gonna say. I don't know. I'm gonna say I don't know. But as human beings, like, because when I was working with Heavy, I had to interview all these fuckers at Soundwave. Rad dudes.
Yeah, definitely
The
cool
singer
guys.
was fucking rad.
Yeah.
The drummer was fucking rad.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm noticing that even though I may not like a band, if you
Yeah.
get to know them as humans or whatever, they're gonna fucking rock.
That's a huge thing. Like when I was like playing with King Parrot, we toured with Die Art. I'm just like, oh yeah. At the time, especially at the time, I'm like, oh, deathcore, okay. And then watch their set. I mean, even before I got to know them properly, I was like, hang on, this is like just straight up death metal, really.
Yeah.
And even more so since they progressed.
Yeah.
And obviously killer songwriters too. But I've pretty much found across the board, bands that I've either I don't dislike a lot of music, but even if I'm not especially interested, you get to know the guys and I don't know, maybe a bit more receptive when you watch them. And even on a tour where you play multiple shows, you get to know the stuff better. And
Yeah.
then you wind up going, yeah.
Remember,
That's awesome.
Remember when we played that show with Voyager at
Yes, Workers Club.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I'm pretty friendly with the guys and all that shit, and I've seen them a couple of times. But I've got iTunes radio bullshit on my phone.
Oh,
yeah. So it's like the Spotify, but for iTunes. And I decided one day at work that I would get a couple of the Voyager albums.
Yeah.
They're fucking
Legit.
incredible. They are the shit.
I think anyone because I've got a few of them on Facebook too, and you can tell they're very, they enjoy pop music and even just the craft of songwriting. Any band that has that, you can tell has that passion, is gonna be like, they're obviously a prog band, but you can hear that it's all about the songs first. And yeah, last time I saw them, they were supporting Deftones at Festival
Yeah.
And
I tried to get them to fucking put me on the list.
oh man.
And Alex was like, it ain't gonna happen.
Oh man,
was
that's and it was like they never.
I never do that though. I never do that. I never fucking glom off. But this time I had to.
Yeah, like sometimes if like, I don't like doing that either, especially local shows.
Yeah.
Where it's like the band's probably not going to be making money,
Right,
especially
yeah,
if there's an interstate band as well. It's
Yeah.
like, just turn up, put your money down, or at least
Yeah,
if
you're
you're going
right.
to go on the door list, buy some merch. But if you can afford merch, you can afford the door anyway.
Yeah. Get on. Just buy the fucking ticket.
Yeah. Unless you're broke as fuck, then you're better to be there than not. But either way,
I forget what my situation was. I don't know.
It would have been a good reason for it.
I'm gonna say so.
No, that show was sold out.
Oh, there you go.
That could have been why.
Yeah.
But just watching them, I made sure I got down early to check them out, and I'm like, oh my fucking god, these guys are so legit.
They're rad.
And even like Scott, one of the guitarists. I mean, he's not just an amazing guitarist, but he's you've probably seen he's got all these different projects. They're all ace.
Yes.
You've got Statues and Absent Hearts, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Which is like an ambient kind of thing.
Where do these motherfuckers get all this goddamn time?
I know, and they do it, and they do all of them really, really well.
It's fucking.
It's like
the newer generation of young cunts.
Yeah, and it's like when you were asking me before about like how I'm managing my time. It's like I'm doing less stuff because I want to do things better.
Right.
I want to put more time into less things. But these guys are doing heaps of things, and all of them amazingly. I don't know how they're doing it. It's incredible.
Now, are you in Northcote still?
No. So that was like a weird / awesome situation, which was like a house sit. Because I was living in Lower Plenty, moved out of Lower Plenty, and just moved back to my folks, and I was the opportunity came up where it was like, I'm going interstate for like basically a year. It wound up being a year. Yeah. Do you want to look after my place in Northcote?
Fuck yeah, dude.
I was like, yeah, let me think about that for a minute. Yeah. And
you were there for ages, huh?
Yeah. So like I went out there and just went hardcore bachelor for a good 12 months, which was like totally like not sustainable. But I moved out of there in Feb.
Okay, where are you now?
I am in Reservoir now.
With roommates?
With my partner, who I met in that time as well.
Nice.
Which was really, really cool because, yeah.
What's his name? Now, I'm obviously fucking with you. We did invite you to Welcome to Thornbury after this. Whether you can come or not is totally,
We should definitely do that.
Yeah.
I'll bring my partner along. Elisa.
Yeah,
actually,
totally.
She came along to one of Quirk's things once.
Yeah.
A long time ago. But I can't remember if we were actually together at the time. But we were hanging out a bit more around then. But that was ages ago.
Would I know her or no?
I can't remember if you.
Is this an off? Maybe we talk about this off air.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's all right. But her name's Elisa, and she's
cool
rad because I live with her now. So
nice. That's awesome. So Reservoir, you'd be close to. Doesn't Nick live in that area?
Used to. Actually, no. I am close to Nick, but he's in Coburg now.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's just around the corner, basically. So.
I'm gonna see. Are there questions, or is it just people saying hello and shit like that?
People are talking amongst themselves. Charvel or Wolfgang Guitar, and someone's just answered that for him.
Neither. I'm gonna say Ibanez. Look, I'm diehard Ibanez.
Jordan's he's Rocco's. I recognize the surname. Rocco's someone I trained jiu-jitsu with.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So that was another thing I took up while I was living in Northcote.
Yes. Are you still doing it?
Fuck yeah, it's the best. I went to Brazil in January.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah.
Every now and then on Facebook, I check. Now wait, you've got Facebook off of your phone?
I took that off. Took the app off.
Why?
Couldn't deal.
Yeah.
Too many. It was like I kept Instagram.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I don't know, it's just it's more pictures, less words. And I think that kind of sums it up.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not even just like, because I mean, you can unfollow people and stuff.
Yes.
But once I sort of got rid of all the negative stuff, Facebook becomes like pretty quiet.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, there's nothing wrong with all the outward positive stuff. But I'm like, yeah, that's cool. But after all, I'm just like, why am I concerning myself so much with what other people are doing?
Yeah.
Like, I've got all the contacts on there. I've still got Messenger.
Yeah.
And it's like, if I want to find out, what my friend John is doing, then I'll message my friend John and say, hey, let's catch up. And all that kind of thing. I think it's not just that, it's just the distraction thing.
It is
I kind of think like that
distraction.
I think there's that whole impulse to, disappear into your smartphone is like, I think, it's not just unhelpful, and, I think that impulse to be distracted and not be where you are at the moment is like, I think that needs to be addressed.
So which is totally like, taking away from your fucking
just living, which I know is like, that might be a bit deep, but that's just how I started looking at it. And I felt like it was a symptom of the whole thing. Oh no,
I don't want to mess
up.
No,
I don't want to subvert the beer. Here you go, man.
All right,
go on, do it. Let's get some movement going.
Okay, so wait, fuck. Do all these different styles of music that you're playing, do they all do they all scratch a different itch?
Yep.
And look, and I just want everybody to know I'm not driving after this. My wife is actually in the other room taking care of my brother-in-law's dog, so I can get as smashed as I fucking want.
Yeah, I saw that. That was that's good, responsible. What is? What's the different styles. Yeah. Let's see, because I'm doing like I had a really good spread at one point because I was doing like I got Hadel, which is like just. It's very free creatively, so there's that, and it's some of the heaviest stuff I've ever done. So it's trying to create, scratching that sort of sludgy, meshuggah, technical, flat out kind of itch. And I Built the Sky that just turned into like a much more like improvised kind of thing because Rose just like bless him, he's just like, dude, do whatever you want. Like,
That's so nice.
I think he knows that like I'm going to learn, I'm not going to just do the song from scratch.
Right.
But he's just like, yeah, just go for it, man. And
he's a nice guy.
He's just happy. Yeah. I mean, it's been super easy. And that's probably something else worth pointing out as well, that it's not just that it's cool music and cool shows and stuff, but it's like, if they weren't awesome people to work with, then
you wouldn't be.
I wouldn't bother. There's,
totally.
To turn up and, you know that it's going to be really easy, particularly when, we're about to do Europe in October. So, I'm sure that'll sort of test the waters and the boundaries and everything. But we've done enough stuff around Australia to, get
so it's going to be the three of you, as in you, Sam, and Ro. Nice.
Yep. And he pretty much, because if we're going to do it live, he'd probably need like 4 or 5 guitarists.
Yeah.
Like I've seen like his Pro Tools sessions for his songs, and there's just like, I couldn't believe how many parts he's got going on.
Well, the fucking song you just did that's on YouTube.
Yeah.
I was going, okay, how the fuck is he going to tackle that shit?
Yeah. Well, he's got this thing now. We're not like running laptop yet, but he found this player you can get that can run each like individual sound file as stems. So he's
nice.
So on stage he's got like one thing that plays all the keyboard parts, and then like another 2 or 3 guitar parts.
Does that mean you are playing to a click?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm doing that, which is awesome. That just makes it
But I don't want to say autopilot, but
yeah, it is. Yeah, it is and it isn't. It's good to just have one less thing to worry about. Because that stuff can get. I mean, that's all programmed. So, and I don't think a lot of those songs he wrote not really worrying about if a person was ever going to have to play it.
Right.
So, and I think that's why he's been so generous with how I tackle it, because there's a lot of like borderline impossible shit on there.
Yeah.
So like.
And you know what? The only reason why I do like Click is that bands without them, they will rush their fucking songs.
Yeah,
just out of pure fucking.
There are bands who play without a click who put a lot of thought into it as well. Like they put a lot of time into knowing how a song is supposed to feel and where the pushes and pulls are. But it's a stylistic thing too. Like, I mean, if there's like really demanding guitar parts, you should absolutely play to a click, because
because you'll be fucking over the guy.
Yeah, totally.
You'll be fucking over your friend.
Yeah, like I've seen parts where the drums are like very straightforward, but the guitars are just out of control hard, and then the drums are like, oh, easy, and they drums start taking off, and the guitar's like, fuck.
Yeah,
and I was probably guilty of that a lot when I was doing Alarm.
Yeah,
Well,
no, I'm not saying yes as in no. I
I know that for a fact. Yeah, but it makes it a lot easier, because when you're playing live, you got your heart rate's way up,
totally.
your adrenaline's up, and everything feels slow, and that's when it became like really obvious when I started playing Click live. Whenever we play a new song and there's like a lot of nerves and adrenaline, the click will come in and I'm like, did I like upload the wrong file or something? Because it feels like 50% slower.
Right.
And I'm like, and that makes you think, well, if we didn't have the click there, how fast would I have played that?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and this could just be a total failing on my part to just not understand time well. But it's hard to understand.
I think it would be hard for any drummer or any musician in general, because you're there, the fucking crowd's there. It's a totally different vibe from being in a fucking rehearsal studio and that kind of shit.
But if it's a rock band though, like a straight ahead rock band, where you've got that leeway to really push the songs if you want to. But my rule of thumb has started to be, if there's no click, is to listen to the vocals. That's where you're really going to know. You can hear their breathing.
Yeah.
And if you can hear them going like, like, you know, when they're trying to get words out and stuff like that. It's like, fuck, I better wind it back.
Now, do you at live gigs, do you have nerves?
Yeah, I mean, in short, yeah.
What I'm getting at is,
yeah.
will you have a couple of drinks before a gig?
I used to do that.
Yeah.
I did a gig ages ago, like up in Cairns, and it was a fill-in thing, and it was like an R&B thing with this artist Clary Brown. It was amazing, and it was like really straightforward stuff. And I think I had like maybe one or two backstage before we went on.
Yeah.
And which you would think, you know, and this was over the course of a, you know, decent period of time as well, which you'd think, oh, that's, you know, it's not going to do much.
Right.
But it was like, even while playing, I could just sort of ever so slightly sense that it was, as far as like, you know, it sounded fine, but I just felt that it could have been just that 1% better. Like, even just for even for something that was pure autopilot stylistically.
Yeah.
It's like I could just really sense, because the stuff was so simple, I had that kind of room to think about it.
Yeah.
You know, when you're playing something that's got a bit more going on, you know, you don't really have that time to go that deep into it. But yeah, I just felt that I could just sense that it was being slightly impaired, even in some way. I don't know, like, I recorded the whole thing, it sounded fine, but I could just sense it at the time. And I'm like, you know what? That's not very fair, particularly when people are hiring me to do stuff.
Right, yeah.
So,
yeah,
and I know it's a common thing. It's like totally accepted across the board.
Yeah.
And no one would really care, because, you know, if it sounds awesome to everyone, that's fine.
Yeah.
But in that moment, I kind of felt like I was sort of shortchanging, you know, people a little bit by doing that. But at the same time, there's been gigs where I've been so out of control nervous for whatever reason that it's like I had to just bring myself back to normal. And, you know, the adrenaline can kind of, you know, you can actually, but that's only happened that hasn't happened for a long time though.
When was the last time it happened? Do you remember? Can you pinpoint like the last show that it happened at where you're like, fuck? And you're not a big beer drinker either, so
so it's like very hard to sort of come across.
So what would you be drinking, like to kind of calm you down?
I'd probably just go to the bar and like buy a Jack and Coke. Like that's, you know, for anyone, that's always been my drink of choice. But yeah, there's been a couple of like, say, bigger festival type shows where I've just been like, you know, where it's
really,
like But
festival, like, pinpoint one. Fuck, say the name of the band. Say the fucking.
Well, there's the one that comes to mind was like doing a Scene Extreme in Indonesia with King Parrot, but which was like, you know, the massive open air stage. Which was probably the first time I've done a stage that big in that big an area.
Yeah.
But because
was it the size of the crowd? Was it
no? Which is also,
diet?
Which is also funny, but it's more so. The reason why I didn't bring that one up is because it was Indonesia. Whiskey is like the you know, it's the rich man's drink.
Oh,
so
okay.
It is nowhere to be found, and everyone was just drinking like backyard rice wine.
Oh fuck!
Whatever it was, like
yeah.
And like you could get beer there, and it was like cheap as, but you know, I don't like beer. And where we were in East Java, there's enough issues with getting sick and and you know, Youngie who's sober as well.
Right, yeah.
So me and him were the only people on that tour who weren't drinking the whole time.
Yep.
And the only people who didn't get sick as well. So that festival was at the tail end of it. So yeah, I wasn't drinking it, you know, at that show. So I kind of just had to eat it.
Right.
So which kind of pushed me in the, you know, the right direction.
Yeah.
You know, because it was like, oh, I can do this. So yeah.
But I like having a couple.
Yeah, it's good. But I think it depends on the depends on the situation.
Yeah, totally various factors.
Yeah, so I mean, like, I'm not saying like I never did it since then, because, you know, I went up to Canberra with Rob Farnham's band Rival Fire, and you know,
what kind of music is that?
That's like it's somewhere between alternative and rock, you know, kind of stuff. It's I think they're starting to lean in a heavier sort of direction, because they work closely with like the Dead Letter Circus guys. And, so yeah, it's sort of edging in that direction. So I was filling in for them up in Canberra, and, you know, Rob shout at everyone in the band, this really expensive whiskey before we went on. So it's like, well, I'm not, I'm totally just gonna have a sip and then fill it with Coke.
Yeah. Oh, fuck out of
it was a super relaxed gig as well. So I'm like, well,
Yeah.
Amongst friends and everything, but yeah, but say
Like for Hadel, were you fucking
nah.
like completely and utterly sober?
Yeah, I've started doing that
more
often because I'm like that. I need every bit of my facilities intact for that music.
When you're done with the Hadel show, do you come off just going,
I'm dead.
Fuck yeah. Like
it's not as much these days because like that first album was so physically demanding, and then we did like a lot of shows in those first 18 months of that album.
Yep.
And I'll come off stage every time just completely destroyed.
Yeah.
So the music has gotten progressively slower and more straightforward. And the songwriting has improved as well as a result.
Have you do you still play songs off that first album in your set?
There's two we play that are like the two slowest. And
yeah.
There's songs on there we'll probably never ever play again.
Yeah.
Just because they're just ridiculously hard. Whereas like, this next tour we're playing just the whole new release, start to finish.
Yep.
And that's got like the slowest, doomiest stuff we've ever done. Like my rule of thumb, because I used to do the whole write everything first and then learn it kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter like how hard it was. It was just, just an exercise in expanding my facility. Whereas like now it's like if I can't play it straight away, then I'm not playing it.
That sounds like me all the time.
There's just not enough hours in the day, and I think there's like you can do. I feel like it's a better use of your time to be more creative with what you have than to just learn new things.
Yeah,
and I think that's kind of the object of creativity. It's like you can. It's like if you only have the most basic ingredients in your kitchen, it's like you could try and be a better cook with what you've got and make something that already know tastes better, or just go to the shops and just buy the weirdest shit you can. It's like, here's something new. That makes any sense.
I remember with Meshuggah and Bleed, when they couldn't even get through the whole song, they were playing it.
Yeah.
So there was one point where they were playing it, and live, mind you, and then they'd stop before the solo.
Yeah.
And then I think in Soundwave it got a bit longer and a bit like so that
I remember the Soundwave when they came, they played the whole thing because I remember that first show.
Maybe it was Devin and Meshuggah where they stopped right before the solo, but I remember going,
I can't remember what year that was because.
But I remember them going. They just stopped. I was like, oh, okay, I get it. There's some fatigue fucking going on, and that's just the way it is.
I wasn't sure. Excellent fucking point. What was that in relation to?
And who's the person?
Adonis Paradise says excellent fucking point. I'm sorry. We should be like
engaging
keeping everyone involved here.
I'm getting saucy, so I'm gonna let Rob drive the fucking ship.
And we got like Rose here. But he's on
I invited him to Thingos.
He's on the gram. And Jay Smith. Hey Jay Smith.
Hey, we're going to welcome to Thornbury after this if you're a Melbourneite, and we're gonna continue hanging out.
Yeah.
Come down, I dare you. I don't think anybody Oh, dude, I got fucking noticed in a cafe today, but we'll talk about that off. Yeah, it was good.
Shit.
The guy's like, go ahead.
Sorry. Oh, no.
I hit it.
Yeah, I don't know. It was because the film clip they put out for Bleed, it was only the first half of the song. And I wasn't sure if it was, I just thought it was just in reference to that. But maybe they were just kind of like, this song's gone fucking gangbusters. We have to play it. But I just love that. I think that's just their commitment to their perfection. Yeah. Because they are the most perfect band I've ever seen
they're
live.
fucked up.
Where they're just like, I'd rather just play that first half of the song and do it perfectly rather than do the whole thing and potentially fuck it. Because when I first saw them play it at Soundwave, the full thing, they fucked it. Like they got like halfway through.
That's right.
Yeah, they got like halfway through the guitar solo, which is like that's a bitch, that section. Because I've learned that song.
Yeah.
And the guitars and the kicks went out by like a 16th note. And I was in the pit. I'm like jumping around going nuts. And I was just like, stop dead. I'm like, oh, like how are they going to get out of this? But then when it sort of came around, it was just
they fixed
boom,
it.
And you can find these like on YouTube where, someone will go out and then you'll just see like the bass player will just like do a lap, face Thomas, back in, and then back around again. It's amazing.
There's a band called Violence, and they were a thrash band, and yeah, the guitar player would, when they got out, the guitar player, it was Rob Flynn, and he'd go like this to the drummer.
Oh,
and the
yeah.
drummer would fucking watch him, and then they just get back into it.
Oh,
It
but
was
that's when
fucking great.
But that's when they do like the thrash thing. We go
Yes.
where
We call it
people
the polka. Yeah,
Yeah, where people start to hear the snare on.
the
wrong
other way
thing.
around.
I don't know how people like the bands who do that all the time and they have no problem doing it. I
Yeah.
don't know how. I struggle with that stuff. Like when I filled in for Desecrator years ago, and it's all
Yeah.
that stuff.
Yeah.
And I would just be like, I would just like tell the mixer, make my kick drum as loud as humanly possible.
Yeah.
And I would just try and dial in as hard as I can. Like, and I even saw there was some footage on from the recent Slayer tour.
Yeah.
They've been playing Ditto Head live,
Yeah.
which is like insanely quick with that same beat. And you just watch when they're doing it, Kerry and Holt, they just turn around and face Paul.
Right.
And they're just like watching each other. You can tell, like he's pulled the
Oh,
tempo
yeah, yeah,
down
yeah.
and he's just like every bar, like crash,
Right.
crash.
Yeah.
They're just locking
You
it
need
right
fucking
in.
signifiers, 'cause otherwise you're just gonna fucking get lost in the shit.
But-
That's why I love I Am Colossus Meshuggah. They go da 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 da,
Oh, yeah.
and it starts melting into this backward thing.
Even they
I'm
start
like-
going dugga dugga dugga
Yes.
dugga 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 dugga.
and then there's a stutter in the middle of it, like
Yeah.
da 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 da. Oh, it's like
Yeah,
fuck.
and every
you
time-
are fucking locked in, bitch. I love it.
But it's like that album, because whenever I go to the gym, I listen to that album Colossus start to finish.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's a 40-minute album. That's how long I want to be at the gym.
Yeah.
Keeps me focused. So I listen to that album almost every day. And every time it gets to that section, I try in my head, try and keep that.
Right.
And I can't do it.
Yeah, I
It
get
kills
lost,
me.
and I'm like, I love it. I love being lost.
You know what's I don't know how I got this, but I've got at home, I'm not even sure if I should say this, but I've got a Bleed by Meshuggah minus drums with a click track on it.
Holy shit.
I don't know how I got it or where it came from,
Yep.
or how the person got it.
Yep.
But hearing, there's that riff that dan dan it's
Yeah.
like I can play that, but I just play the notes that are on there. But on the click, it is just
Right.
like it's still 4/4 all
Yeah.
the way, and I'm like, how the fuck are you feeling it that way?
Yeah.
Like there's no pulse to that. It's not like the drums have a quarter note somewhere.
Right.
It's outlining it. They're just shredding through it.
Have you
but it's
heard-
still 4/4.
Dude, have you heard the fucking Bill Burr thing where he talks about fucking so fucking good?
But I love that because, and I think someone sent that to me just the other day as well, and I think it's because it just embodied that same reaction that everyone had when they first heard that
Yeah.
song. When
the
I'm
people are headbanging to the China.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
even just that reaction to hearing that song, because Meshuggah were like, fairly popular before that song came out.
Totally.
But that was like the one where everyone just completely shit the bed. And it's a weird one because that riff, that main riff, it's like that riff that was on the tip of everyone's tongue. Just going
Yeah.
with that bend in there. And
Yeah.
it's like,
I can
how wasn't that riff already written?
I can play those notes as soon as I start to bend it. My right hand goes fucking see ya.
Really? And
Yeah.
you got to do that on an 8 too. Like, to be like playing like,
Yeah.
some Play-Doh.
I can't play that fucking song.
Yeah.
But
That's
fucked.
I mean, they're right. I mean, when you think about it, because like that last album they did, it was all live
Yeah.
on the recording.
Yes.
And people are like, that's fucking amazing. Oh my God. But it's like, they've been playing like 0 and 1, and what have you. They've been playing that style for decades. Like you're going to have that shit down.
Well, yeah, like
I'm not saying it's not amazing, obviously, but yeah.
it's like, well, fuck, you're a fucking band. You should fucking be able to fucking record this shit live.
But it definitely changes how you think about stuff. Like it's,
I'm glad they did it.
yeah.
But it's not a surprise. Like, okay, yeah, fucking, okay, you're a
they've-
band. That's what you fucking do.
Yeah, I mean they've always been ahead of the curve because it was like whenever people just been every album they put out, everyone
Yeah.
just jumps on whatever it is they've been doing, and
Yeah.
of course, like it's awesome, but it's like they've gone, all right, we're bringing it back around again. We're playing live in the studio, and using amps and
Yeah.
all that kind of shit. It's but. And yeah, and people are starting to do that again as well.
Good.
I don't know about live performers in the studio, but I don't know. I read this book a while ago by David Byrne from
Talking Heads?
Talking Heads.
Yeah.
And he talks about that cycle, about just everything being a reaction to the previous thing.
Do you know he has Asperger's?
I'm not surprised. I'm not even remotely
fucking rad,
surprised.
but he does.
Yeah, and yeah, it was like when I thought about like the metalcore thing, like all those productions with the shotgun snare and
I love it.
plastic everything.
Is
and
there 808 anywhere that goes boom?
Yeah. Actually, that's the other thing. That's Mirrors is scratching that itch, like playing with sub drops.
Do you have like a sample pad?
Oh no, they're all on they're all on track.
Oh,
They've got
right,
their
okay.
own stem on the laptop.
Dude, bass is fucking will never not suck.
Oh, dude, like we had a pre-production rehearsal the other day over at the Cave, which is like a big it's
Where's that at?
It's in Abbotsford. It's just a single.
Right.
It's a massive stage room.
Holy
like
fuck.
Rob, it's Rob Farnham's joint, and his dad rehearses there and all this sort of stuff. So it's a big.
Do they
big
rent it
space.
out?
Yeah.
Because I got my 50th coming up.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's perfect. Like Rob, he his brother had his birthday. They've had weddings and shit in
Cool.
there.
Yeah, sweet.
It's an amazing place.
All right.
When is that? Because we got to start rehearsing.
Well, I want to do this Steely Dan shit, but I want, we'll talk about this
Yeah,
off
that's
air,
another
but
thing.
yeah.
But so it's basically a small venue. It's like a 300 cap venue basically,
Fucking
and
rad.
they've had the Butterfly Effect in there, do like a secret show.
Sweet.
But yeah, I was at the front and they were testing all the sub drops. And just the whole room just.
Bass is amazing.
yeah.
I saw fucking Mick Somerton mix a transgender rapper called Mickey Blanco.
Yeah.
And he got me and my wife in,
Yeah.
and the bass was so fucking deep.
Yeah.
Alex grabbed me by the arm and she goes, "I'm afraid of the bass."
Oh wow.
Because it hit your fucking organs.
Yeah,
and
it goes
was,
deep.
Yeah, and I was like, I will never not like bass.
Man, there was one time I saw like years ago saw the Mars Volta, and they came out. This was on the Francis the Mute tour. And they came out, all it was just the lowest frequency noise ever, which was crazy because it wasn't loud to the ear, but you could feel it was loud. And my throat started closing up. Dude, I felt that.
Hereditary, the movie. Did you notice the soundtrack?
What about it? Like, I mean, aside
Okay.
from the fact that
We saw it at Lido, which is near our house.
yeah,
There was this low thumping fucking thing, and I'm going, fuck, I hear the movie next to us. I'm like, this is bullshit. No, it was the soundtrack raising up in intensity, and this was like
God.
the signifier that shit's gonna go fucking wrong.
yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, this is fucking amazing. This is fucking great. And I just fucking zoned the fuck out.
That's like they
That
were
movie
like the
was
last. They were the
fucked.
last thoughts I had about that movie. Like, someone went to me, "Oh man, did you enjoy it?" And I'm like, "No." It's like
There was no fucking
there was
joy
no
in that
enjoyment.
movie
There was
at
no
all.
pleasure.
Yeah,
it
no.
fucking killed me. No movie has ruined me like that for years. And it's like, and I've seen like Antichrist and
Yeah.
Martyrs. I've seen all that shit.
Yeah.
Which was still like full on. But, I can walk away from that going, fuck, that was pretty messed up.
Yeah.
But, not like when I was, a kid and saw The Exorcist and couldn't sleep for a week.
Yeah.
But, when you're 33 and you go home for a movie and you can't, you have to turn all the lights on.
We were fucked. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. I
That
mean, now
was-
I'm like, on the other end of it. But at the
Yeah.
time, I've never actually sat there and thought, I want this to end, because it was the tension was killing me that much.
it was bad.
But
I loved it.
I love it's annoying because like some people, the way people react to, like, some people have been hanging shit on it for certain reasons, like, oh,
Why?
it was boring, or
Fuck
like,
off.
oh, I don't like where it went with this, or typical nitpicky shit, like, oh, this wouldn't happen. It's like, well, firstly, it's a movie, so it didn't
Yeah.
happen.
No, none of it happened.
But it's also just kind of like when people start intellectualizing
Yeah.
cinema too much, at least
That's-
while you're watching. Afterwards, yeah, I love pulling movies apart. But
Yeah.
while you're watching, it's like, why would you do that? I love just giving myself over to
Yeah, it's
you
your
know,
fucking. It's 2 hours for you to just not think about shit.
yeah, and actually
just
get
witness.
taken along for the ride. It's like, well, it's cool that you're able to pull the
all
movie
it,
apart,
yeah.
but it's like, man, I got the full effect
Yeah.
of the movie. I was fucked up.
Toni Collette's crying in that. There's one particular scene where a kid fucking whatever, but her crying was fucking
Oh,
agonizing.
that killed
I
me.
was like, oh fuck.
There's like, and just she's also got like one of those rubber faces that like every time, like, because I've been going deep on YouTube because it's
Yeah.
great. It's a good movie for like fan theories and shit.
And there's like 60 reasons.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
60
yeah.
things you've missed on fucking. Yeah,
yeah,
I've
and
been
it's
there.
like,
I've been there.
and every time there's like a picture of Toni Collette like
face is-
screaming,
yeah,
and
it
she's
just-
she can like make this eye go this way
Yeah.
and this eye, and make her jaw go like that.
You know what I told Scott Young in fucking Amsterdam?
What's
That he
that?
reminded me of Toni Collette. And he was like, "You have just told me I am the ugliest woman on earth." And we both fucking fell out laughing. I'm like, fuck, I was hammered or some shit. But yeah, whatever. It was fucking funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, Hereditary, see fucking
Please.
Hereditary. This shit was great. I don't give up. Don't fucking, and don't worry about the time either.
No.
Because
I'm not
we're
worried.
actually, we're done.
You kidding me?
We'll go longer. We'll go 15.
Yeah. Oh, look,
Because I haven't talked to you about like who your drum influence is. There's so many things we haven't touched on. We've just chatted, which is good.
Chatting's
Has anybody
good.
got questions? Or is it just fucking like motherfuckers amongst themselves?
It's just some comments. I.e., someone saying they did screams on their album that they can't do live, and that's that's cool as well. Sometimes you can like an album is just like that's your piece.
It's
of
your
art.
snapshot in time,
and it's your piece of art. Like if you've got a vision in your head, like if you're going to play it live, then that should be a consideration. But
Totally.
but it's like that. Whether or not you can do it should not be a consideration, really.
Yep.
If it is just for the sake of that piece of art.
Yeah.
So it's like, why would you not do it to its fullest? I mean, if you're going to do it live, then sure, you want to do your best to try and pull it off. But you don't want to, I see Terra Maze up there, so I'm like, and thank you, Dean. That's very nice of you to say that.
I went over to his house to we were both on a guitar solo fucking compilation thing together. For one track was just like me, him, Chris Themelko, a couple of other dudes that I can't think of right now because I'm hammered. And but I went over to I'm like, dude, I don't got any equipment. Can I just come over to your house? And he's like, yeah. And I haven't seen him in a while. It was maybe a month and a half, 2 months ago. He's fucking awesome, that guy. I love you, Dean. You're a fucking great guy. And we had a really good time. I was there for about an hour and a half. Nice. And we had a fucking and it was rad. He was telling me about how he bought this fucking Mesa Boogie amp he wanted, and he had a show and he didn't use it. He used a Line 6 Helix, which was given to him by a friend. Yeah, and he goes, I plugged straight into the fucking desk.
Yep.
And then he ended up selling his amp like the next day.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was like, well, fuck, I don't need any more fucking talk about amps and shit.
Yeah, I'm no guitar gear nut, but like part of me is like, when like the whole Axe Effects and Kemper thing kind of blew up.
Yeah.
And over the years, Line 6 have been trying to push that side of things to not a great deal of avail. Like I've always, just in my own experience, we've seen guitarists always hanging shit on Line 6.
Oh, totally.
So to see the Helix come along and actually, like, I'm just like happy for Line. I'm just happy for Line 6.
Yeah.
Like,
I love the underdog.
Yeah,
if there's a fucking underdog, dude,
yeah.
I am right there with that motherfucker.
Yeah, so I'm glad, and maybe because they've always been good at doing really portable stuff, and now that's the market. Like I just see all pedals now are like fucking this big, and all that kind of stuff, and I think that's
pretty amazing,
fucking expensive.
Yeah.
So no one wants to rent gear.
I bought a power amp. I've got a tube power amp that I'll be running my fucking.
Was that the Carvin you got?
Yes.
Nice. Was that one of those ones that Evans used to have?
It's the
that
one.
Silver
It's the
Carvin
one
thing?
when we went on tour when we went on tour in Europe. It's the one that fucking Ads had.
Right. Yes.
So I actually bought it from the same store he did, up in fucking Canberra or some
I'm
shit.
shattered. We were like really close to doing Prog Power this year.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Which band? Which band?
With I Built the Sky. So it's Caligula's Horse are doing that show.
Yeah.
So we'll be there, which is awesome because I love that town and that festival and everything.
Will you be somewhere else in the city, or will you be able to go and hang out?
We'll be hanging out and all that sort of stuff because because we got added. Because of when we got added to the tour, like all the festivals were booked for Caligula's and whatnot. So we were able to get on Euroblast, which is awesome. But there's a few other festivals that we can't do because it was just because of they'd already booked up and everything. But we're doing the rest of the run, which is awesome. It's like 25 plus shows.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was like a massive aside there. Talking about Terra Maze, this new album that I played on back in January.
The full album?
Yeah, it goes for 70 minutes.
Is it released?
No.
Is it done?
No. Dean's been putting stuff up on
Can we talk about talk about this shit, Dean, or no?
Well, the reason why I hesitated because I recorded 70. It was about 70 minutes worth of music.
Yeah.
I don't know
where.
That was with at Holes and Corners where I've done all the other Hadel stuff.
Okay, cool.
With Sam Johnson was there. He
was it your suggestion?
That was my suggestion.
Yeah.
So that should be testament to how good that studio is. But Dean engineered it. He's another Sam Vallon character.
Totally.
You know, writing everything, recording everything. But he writes a lot of vocal melodies too. The dude can sing his fucking balls off.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
I love that guy.
But
he's easy to work with, dude. He's like,
I'll be honest, like, because like, you know, Dean's, you know, reputation precedes him. So, you know, online anyway. So I'm like, oh man, is he going to be like one of those really full on producer guys and being prog as well?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking like, it's, you know, how's it all going to sort of pan out? Because, you know, leading up to it, you know, the communication was like pretty, he sort of kind of
sparse.
Yeah, he kind of left me to my devices in that way. It's not that he wasn't communicating; he kind of just left me to it. And but no, in the studio it was super lax. You know, we're just hanging shit on each other and having a laugh. And there were sections on there that are complete. I thought it was going to be like a tight prog, you know, it's got to be this way kind of thing. But it was a complete opposite. It was super relaxed.
Yeah.
You know, there were sections on there that I completely improvised and jammed out. You know, we spent like 20 minutes trying to fit in like a blast beat somewhere.
Really?
Yeah, which worked. We got it.
Oh,
like,
nice.
He actually, it reminded me the other day because he he's been posting clips of the his mixing process.
Yeah.
I don't know whether he's been posting it on the TerraMaze page, but it's on his. And yeah, he posted it the other day, the section that's got this blast in it, and it actually came up really good. Surprisingly,
he's fucking good. I would absolutely record with him in the future.
Yeah, and particularly as a producer as well, because of the way he crafts songs. Like obviously, as you know, amazing guitarist.
Yes,
but we were like, nerding out on like 80s pop and all that stuff the whole time. I don't think anyone. There was a word uttered about a shred band,
right?
Which says a lot because
80s pop. Which one? Tell me.
Tears
Couple.
For Fears. Tears for Fears for Days.
Yeah. You can't fucking songs from the big chairs. The shit.
Yeah, I want to get that on vinyl. Phil Collins.
My wife is starting to get into Genesis in general.
Oh, I saw that. Genesis was hard work for me. I got Lamb Lies Down on Broadway.
Yeah, great song. Tony Banks is fucking mad on keys.
I struggle with that album. It's too long. It's too weird. Except for Carpet Crawlers. That song's fucking sick.
Sure. I couldn't believe how fucking wacky Peter Gabriel was in the beginning.
Oh,
he was a fucking nutbag.
They're off their dick.
That's rad.
It's like the Beatles on more drugs.
What do you What do you think of Phil Collins' drumming?
I love it. Like, I mean,
he's a lefty, isn't he? Full lefty.
Yeah, he's full lefty.
Rad.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know his drumming terribly well as far as Genesis goes. I know there's some shit going on for sure.
Yeah,
but I only know it more so from his solo stuff, which I'm just balls deep in. I love it. The songwriting is obviously phenomenal. But yeah, the drum parts, they're just so perfect.
On the pop shit, he did all the drums.
I'm pretty sure.
And then he would just have fucking who's the fucking Chester Thompson?
Yeah,
live,
he's had Chester in the past.
Chester was fucking he was in Zappa.
Yep. And Weather Report as well.
He's a fucked up unit.
And yeah, he's just one of those quiet achievers. You know, just every now and then you just see him pop up in all these mad discographies. He'd be one of those like Ndugu Chancellor type guys that just quietly owned everything.
Here we go. Top 5 drummers.
Vinny Colaiuta.
Yeah.
10.
We can do 10. We can do 7. Nah, we're not done. Sorry.
Is that a kick out?
Fuck. Well, we are gonna go to fucking Welcome to Thornbury after this, but I don't feel like we're done here.
No. This could go for a while.
Can we do a part 2? Would you do a part 2?
Fuck yeah, I'll do a part 2.
All right. Well, let's wrap it. We'll wrap it up.
That'll make me think of 10 drummers in the meantime, because it's every time someone asks me that, I'm like
Peter Criss, Bunny Carlos. No. We'll do another 7 minutes, 3:45, cool. And then we'll fuck. Hey, but we're gonna come back and do fuck it. We're gonna do a part 2.
I love it. But yeah, we'll start with Vinny Colaiuta for sure.
Top guy.
He's
fucked up. I love. Yeah,
he's just the man.
Yeah, me and Bren's fucking always talk about Colaiuta, and
I wish we could do if we could like work out how in a part 2 where I can just top 10 Vinny clips, and we bring them up, and I'm like, this lick here and this lick here.
Have you seen that guy that like breaks down the Vinny licks and he's like, oh, you hear him like, oh, yeah.
That's the Vinny effect. He'll be like shredding, and then he'll just do one little thing, and you'll go,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a fucked up unit.
But
He's
something Holmes, the guy's name is, but he's got a page dedicated to Vinny
Yeah.
and all these obscure, like he had the largest Vinny collection of videos online before there was YouTube and everything.
Has he dropped them all?
Yeah, they're all out there.
Oh, okay, cool.
Steve Holmes, that's his name.
Steve Holmes.
Yeah.
Who's that?
He looks
that's
like
the guy that fucking
looks like you, plays like Vinny.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's really.
He looks like me?
He looks like you. Yeah,
Brilliant.
for real.
Steve Holmes,
Not
you're a
kidding.
handsome fucking cat. Fucking kudos, bitch.
Well, if we have to wrap up, I reckon I'll just wrap up with shit that's coming up.
Yeah.
Do the plug.
Do
the plug.
Yeah.
We've got Mirrors next week at Bang. I mean, that'll probably be insane, but that's the last one we're doing for quite a while because then I'm working on an EP with them.
Yep.
I Built the Sky. Oh man, what's some rad shows coming up that other than Europe that haven't been announced yet, but it's okay because
Look,
they're not here.
Rowan's a nice guy, so fucking any good news that comes to him, and Sam Tan's a fucking I don't know him. Should I get Sam Tan on here?
Dude, like absolutely.
He's a fucking lovely cat.
That guy has led an interesting life. You would have like he'll talk like the shit he's just done with himself in the past, the encounters he's had, and the places he puts himself in. I'm just like, what the hell? Like, just like one time I can't remember like why he did it, but he's put himself through like a number of clinical trials and stuff.
Wow.
Where like they put you in a room and collect your pee for ages.
Right, yeah.
You know, to test shit.
Wow.
Like he's done all that sort of stuff and yeah, like he's basically never short on stories. So he's fucking rad.
I love
that guy
dudes.
on here.
Yeah, I will.
So there's Mirrors. Cherry Lips has another gig. That's with Penny.
Yep.
And that's at the Dorset Gardens as well. 90 tribute.
Tell
90s
them.
tribute thing. You should come, Southeast Suburbs. Let's see. I Built the Sky. Well, there's the Hate or More tour in August.
That's in August.
Yep, and that's the
Cool.
tour for our new EP that's called Charlatan. It's really dark and really heavy, and you can pre-order it now and all those good things. So if we'll plug it. We'll put all the text on there later. But yeah. There's that. Just trying to think if there's anything else.
You just sound
Most of that
busy as
stuff.
fuck.
Yeah, I forget this stuff really easily.
Do you have a
But,
full-time job or no?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
How? Don't
I'll do
tell
it.
me later. We'll do this in
Yeah.
part 2.
Yeah.
Will you do a part 2 for real?
Fuck yeah. Love to.
Okay.
I love the sound of my own voice.
We'll do it again.
I love talking about this stuff.
That's
so,
rad.
kick ass.
We'll make. I think we should make part 2 like more drum intent, like just drums and nothing but drums.
Yeah, definitely.
This is more of a catch up because I haven't seen Rob in fucking quite a while, and he's a
Yeah.
buddy of mine.
Yeah. Also,
And Chris is laughing. Oh, the beers. Yeah, I drank some beers. I drank some beers on this motherfucker.
someone asked, "What's the deal with Los Cabos drumsticks?" Oh, that's what I should do. I should plug the brands.
Well, you better be quick.
Yeah, Los Cabos drumsticks. They're sick. Pearl drums, Remo drum heads, Axis percussion pedals.
Are you like A grade? Do you just
Nah.
ask for shit, or you
But
half
they're
off?
good.
You
Roughly.
you don't have to fucking say. All right,
No,
yeah,
it's a
we'll
good
wrap it
deal.
up.
They look after me.
All right, now we're good.
They're incredibly supportive.
Nice.
They're good companies.
Nice.
Awesome dudes. Justin Malseed, legend. He's the guy over at AMS who looks
Tell
after me.
tell these motherfuckers, not me. You love
Good
them?
guy. Love him.
Wow, I've drank like 12 beers in your fucking
Must have been
one
good,
coffee.
man. My one coffee. That's my
What
drug of
else?
choice. at the
Okay,
moment.
it's okay. Vinny dies. Then what? Who
Matt
next?
Gartzka.
Yeah.
He's the next Vinny.
Okay.
I slept on him for a while, but
That's right. No, you were telling me about this guy fucking ages ago.
yeah, that last animal. I'll have to revisit some of the older animals, this latest stuff, but he goes to some weird places on that most recent one. Madness
How
of
old
Many.
is that motherfucker?
Oh, probably like 12. I don't know. like, look, dude, it's fucking insane. But
Where do you see music going in fucking 10 years' time?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. Like, it's
Death metal is going to meet fucking 80s new wave pop.
oh man, it's probably already been done. I've been slack on music lately. I listen to all that metal.
What's on your phone?
Heavy wise, Ilva.
No. Not heavy.
Not heavy.
No.
A lot of vaporwave. Like
I don't
just
even know who the fuck that is.
That's just it's a style of music. It's just like electronic weird
Nice.
shit. Some of it is literally just old songs slowed down by like 50%, like Diana Ross and Hathaway, and for some reason it works. It's really ridiculous. But
That's weird that
you know
cunts
what,
do that.
You know what? Mister, Welcome to the Real World.
That's a great album.
That album is so fucking good.
Dude, they're fucking.
Oh
like,
my God.
That fucking guitar player.
There's some
forget his
shit
name.
going on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're
Yeah.
fucking great.
Yeah.
That other guy that fucking Ben had at his house with the fucking Nick.
Kershaw?
Yeah.
There's some shit going on
Yeah,
there
yeah.
too.
I downloaded a couple of those albums. Those are fucked up.
Well, that was like back when, you know, you could actually make a career of being really, really like, you know, technical and good.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I mean, obviously you make a career out of being good, but like dudes who would really, you know, playing.
Yeah.
So it's like you would have like the 2 big singles.
Yeah.
They were like really straight ahead and poppy, and the rest they kind of let loose
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit.
That's rad.
So, yeah.
All right. Tell your cunts goodbye.
Goodbye, my friends.
And I think
2.
we give it a couple of fucking minutes, and then Chris will come in.
Yep.
Christos. Because if we fucking say goodbye and then hit it, it looks weird on the fucking
really?
thing. Yeah, yeah.
Alright.
Because we're on like a bit of a delay.
All right.
Chris. But yes, hey, if you're bored, go to fucking Welcome to Thornbury right fucking now. We're gonna eat food and hang out.
Elisa, if you're watching this, we're going to Welcome to Thornbury later.
Is that it? You guys done?
Yeah, we're done.